What's up, everybody? I am here with a very, very cool interview. So, Mr. Rohan you've been a member for like a year now, right? Or close?
Probably close to. I think it was
Yeah,
last July,
yeah.
around that
So
time.
close. You're doing what, like million a year or something?
We're going to track towards that probably.
Yeah, you
Hopefully
you
at the
just
end of this
closed
year,
what was it, a 50K deal?
50K deal
Nice.
that we
So,
signed
guys,
recently.
Rohan is a bit different than a lot of the interviews we've done. He is a technical person, so he is a dev. Which we got hookah the other night, and he's joking saying that I'm a dev now, which I don't know about that. So, anyway, you're doing really really cool stuff, and it's a bit out of the like normal like, oh, I do info and online business and whatnot, and so I really have wanted to do an interview with you. So one, you're making crazy money. You just sold a 50K deal. Do you get a percentage on that, or just is that like the flat fee for the
That's
engagement?
just the flat fee. And then we'll probably do like a retainer afterwards.
Sick. Okay, so we'll give everybody like a super quick synopsis of kind of your background and then kind of why you're doing what you do now, which is
Yeah.
super
So,
unique.
went to school, dev by trade, right? So did sort of the 9 to 5 route. And then just wanted to do something different in the era of AI, and just decided to go all in and start a business on it. So still doing like development work, building systems, custom internal systems, using AI to do it, makes delivery a lot faster. And then, just infusing AI into those systems and helping these companies, transition to going AI first.
Yeah. What do you do? Because I know we were joking about this. I explained it as like context profile something across
Yeah. So context,
government
that
contracting
was the
agencies.
system that was like the one I told you about, like on our original call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. That was like a context profile system for a government contracting company, sort of to help them, get just context aligned for things that they do using AI, so that they have like sort of consistent outputs on the things that they're working on. But I mean, it's like a wide variety of things. It's sort of just like, okay, what do you need? Let's go do an audit about what your workflows are, where things might be inefficient, what custom internal systems might help you, and then we sort of go from there, build out whatever system we think makes sense, or whatever system that they request. So we've had a couple of those right now. Good examples like a service desk, right? So what we built replaces actually a 40K SaaS contract that they had per
Like
year. 40K.
intercom or something.
Uh, I
Well,
think
not
it's like,
intercom because this is not going to be consumer. This is more like
yeah,
DoD
this is like,
stuff, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
enterprise like service desk that their IT department uses. They wanted to scale it actually to other departments. And it was like 10K additional per year for that. So it was like, okay, you know what? We can build it internally for you. You own it, your IP. Um, and it's full-fledged service desk, AI infused into it, all of that cool stuff. So yeah, that was a really cool project that we worked on. Working on another system right now. It sort of operates like a vacuum, bringing in all of this data. They call it like their mini Palantir. So
Nice.
yeah, doing really cool stuff with AI.
And what is we can say like drone company, right? Obviously, we're not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say company names because you told me this, and I was like, this is fucking cool. We have to do an interview. So you're doing like okay for dumb people like us that are not technical. I'll explain it as basically
We're
like
technical now, man.
I'm trying. You're basically doing AI back-end system work for government contracting agencies. So you have to go through all the Department of Defense. Well, now it's Department of War, I guess.
Yeah.
Like legality and procedures and all that stuff. But you're now like the one you were telling me about at Hookah the other night is a drone company. So they
Yes.
make drones.
They do
That's
drones.
so cool. Are these like offensive drones or are these like
Fixed
utility
wing
drones?
drones, strike drones, one-way attack drones,
Wow.
counter UAS, things like that.
Wow. And how did you get into that? Like you don't come from the Department of War background,
No,
do
I
you?
don't come from the Department of War. I have a connection. I actually knew someone who works within this ecosystem. So they're
Yeah.
like, hey, I mean, it's a pretty bare bones company. They're just like on the production side for drones, they're very good.
Yeah.
On the back end system side and back office, they're not that great. And they just needed a lot of help. And so we're there, then we're going to offer it to
That's
them.
so cool.
And yeah, it's gonna be
And you got paid $50K for how long's the engagement with them?
So this system that we're building for them, scoped out for like a 4 to 6 week build. Then we'll do like user acceptance testing and all of that stuff. But this is just a setup fee for what we're going to build for them, this one system.
Wow.
And then from there, we'll probably end up doing a retainer deal if they want to like do improvements and things like that.
Yeah. And how many of those can you do a month?
Honestly, I mean, it depends on the scope of the system and like what we're building out. But with AI, I mean, it's not that hard to get these things out there, right? I mean, delivery time is sped up by an order of magnitude. So
yeah, like realistically, could you do like 2 of these a month, like 50Ks?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, it's like $2 million a year. Are you?
This is me sort of just controlling all of the dev stuff, right? Like, if I went out, got proper developers, built out a team, sort of have them do things the way that I envision them, you can do a lot.
Yeah, that's probably the next step for you is hiring a couple other guys to use AI. And then is that AI, have you played with it? So, okay, for context, we built a AI SDR system, right? And obviously, like I did the whole onboarding MD, and you set it up. Have you looked at the leads? Are they actually leads with
They're good leads. They are good leads.
Wow.
And that system's going to help me a lot. Very good. Very good system.
Hey, I'm a dev.
I love it.
I built that by myself with Cloud Code and Codex. So for context for everybody watching, you literally click a button, you define your ICP, you click a button, and it pulls in leads. For you doing like that space, did you have to hook up any weird data sources?
No. For government contracting, I mean, they're sort of just like they're out there. But we're not going to just target government contractors anymore. It's sort of going to be any company. Because, I mean, if you think about back office problems, it's sort of industry agnostic. So
everybody.
I mean, it's just like any industry you can think of. So we'll target probably like different sort of professional services firms, things like that. Not going to just stick to government contracting.
It's just so cool. Like, it's so cool. What, I mean, obviously, like we say this all the time. We're like, everybody needs help with AI now. And I think people kind of take that as a meme. Like, will you speak about that? Because obviously you're in the back end. These are like,
it's not a meme.
companies that sell to the government and they don't even know what they're doing with AI.
Yeah, no, it's not a meme. A lot of companies want to go AI first. They know they need to. They just don't know how. And especially when you talk about like enterprise companies that like are more than 200 employees and things like that, the problem they have is that they are just stuck in this like pilot mode, right? They'll try it, and it doesn't work for them. And I talk about this all the time, and it's like for a variety of reasons. Like the reasons you guys struggle is because number one, your data sucks, right? And so you have to be data ready. That's like step 0. And so we try to work with people on that, just to make sure that they have like good data hygiene and things like that. Because if you can attach the world's smartest model to whatever data source you want to, if you don't have good data hygiene, you're just going to get shit.
Explain that in like dummy terms for non-technical people. Like, what are you doing to like get their data across a big company like that, like proper?
Don't duplicate things. Keep things clean. Keep systems of record, meaning like if you have certain type of data, whether look at just HR data as an example, don't spread it across 50 different systems and, have access issues where only certain people have access to this, but, they don't have access to whatever else they need access to, things like that. Very just like high level, keep your data in a structured, organized format in a way that AI can sort of like, you can, MCP it into some sort of a model or whatever you need to do, right? That is very important. I see that as a big problem. And then the other problem that these companies have is change management. It takes a very long time because it's a very slow process, and cultural adoption, which is people are just scared to adopt AI, which, that's something that people got to understand is, this is happening. The world is changing. You got to
whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, and you have to become AI first, and you just have to move with the technology, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you, regardless of what path you want to go down. You want to be an employee, you want to still continue like, 9 to 5 route. Even if you want to go down that route, freelancing, start a business, it just makes you more formidable in whatever game you choose to play.
100%. How are you getting clients for this? Because it's obviously way different than this like online business space.
Right now, it's sort of just been like leveraging connections, people I know.
Yeah.
That's gone good for me. But as I want to start growing and scaling, it's gonna have to be cold outbound,
Hmm.
uh, and that's where your SDR system is gonna help out a lot.
I'm glad it works, bro.
Yeah.
I was kind of nervous. I was like, I zipped the file and like obviously you compress it so you can give it to people. And then I was like, oh wait, I got to put this onboarding. So I did the onboarding MD, so it works like an open claw when you open it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, like this technical guy's going to open it and be like, this sucks.
No, it was great. You just dump it in Claude Code and let it do its thing.
Yeah, that's so sick, dude. You are really well positioned to scale, like seriously, especially
Mhm.
having technical background. There's not a lot of people doing what you're doing, probably, like even in the world. If you got a couple like talented devs with you to just like expand, obviously, like kind of the brain power there,
Yep.
drive a proper outbound system with like the AI SDR, email, or get one sales rep. To be honest, you could scale like like honestly, you could probably scale to like $5 million a year doing this realistically with
I
probably
see a
just
path.
more
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
I see the
that's
path. It just
nuts.
comes down to execution.
Yeah, that's insane. What obviously like I'm not going to take credit at all for your service because I don't even understand what you're doing. It's like super technical. What has Insiders actually helped you with as far as like getting the business going, where you were when you joined? Which I remember our sales call, easiest call ever. You were like, okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Like what has it actually helped you with? Because you do your service yourself because
Yeah.
you're a smart guy.
So, I mean, I have the technical side, but
Mhm.
my biggest gap, right, was just marketing, sales, setting up structure, systems around the business and things like that. And so Insiders has just helped me fill that gap.
Yeah.
Um, it's sort of like synergistic, right? Like I have the technical, and then you guys help me speed run everything else
Mhm.
on the business side of things. Because again, I mean, the technical side of it, yeah, but at the end of the day, if you want to make money, you got to sell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's what Insiders has helped with. I mean, it's just filled that gap for me.
That's
Sort of helped
sick.
me speed run things.
It's super sick.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter how good you are with anything if you get no customers.
yeah,
Like
doesn't matter.
does not matter at the end of the day. What would you say to because I always ask this question. People watch these and I'm always picturing people that are like skeptical and they're like, AI, learning from people, whatever. Like, what would you say to someone that was a similar position as you, which maybe they are technical, maybe they do come from a computer science background, whatever. They have a 9 to 5, they have a career, and they're like, you know what, I want to make good money. Like you're an entrepreneur now, bro.
Yeah.
You're making money. You're living in Miami. You have your own business. It's
Hmm.
AI first. Like that's awesome. Like what would you say to that person that like maybe wants that and doesn't really know how to get there?
I'd say go find someone who can help you fill that gap, right?
Mhm.
Like you. I mean, people who are doing this, who are out on the field every day, playing this game and know what they're talking about and have the knowledge and have the experience who can just help you, sort of speed run the process.
Mhm.
It's always very valuable, and you're more than likely to get a return back on that investment,
Especially with AI.
especially with AI.
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind. People are still skeptical because I'm like obviously it's not cheap. Like we charge a lot for this.
Yeah.
But dude, you get one little tiny sliver of like efficiency gain in your business, or like the AI SDR thing, or
Yeah, the
anything.
SDR thing.
Yeah,
Even your stuff on like writing copy. I didn't know how to write copy. I didn't even know what copy looked like. So, I mean, that helped a lot.
do you write copy at all?
Not manually. AI
Yeah.
does it.
Well, I mean, like, do you use any copywriting in
Oh yeah,
what you
no,
do?
I use your context profiles and stuff like that you had.
Nice.
So that's helped a lot.
That's super sick. What are we at? 15 minutes. Final words. You gotta tell somebody whatever you want about AI, which like I think you and I have a very similar worldview on a lot of stuff as well.
Yes.
Um, and I mean, dude, it's a crazy time, and I don't think, and I genuinely mean this, not to sell courses, people, but like genuinely, they don't understand. Like they do not get what is about to happen, especially you, because you're more technical than I am. Like, what would you say to people that are like kind of in denial, or maybe just aren't taking this as seriously as they should? Like, what do you see? Like, what's your worldview on what's coming and what people should do?
When people ask me this, I'm a little bit blunt to them about the future. And I just say that, if you don't get on board, you're going to get run over. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. So you can, be scared about it, or you can leverage it. There's just two sides of it. So I would say, if you want to be a formidable person, whether that's, you want to continue working a job, whether you want to start a business, whatever you want to do, learn the tools, get really good at it, and then you become harder to replace. I mean, at the end of the
I
day,
like that word, formidable. Formidable is it's a good adjective to describe how you want to be going forward. Last question. What's your favorite AI tool and why?
Claude Code. I love Claude Code when it frolics and does all of those things, discombobulates, all those words it throws at you. No, yeah, Claude Code is probably my favorite tool. Very powerful. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it, not just like build software. I mean, it has command line access, shell access on your computer. You can do a bunch of things, schedule stuff. I mean, it's great.
It is sick. Shell access means it accesses your files and creates files and folders, right?
Yeah, like, has local access on your computer and things, and can do stuff.
I love it, bro. I'm having so much fun playing with it. I'm trying to become I'm LARPing as a dev like you. I'm trying to become like you, bro. Well, dude, thank you so much. You're a super cool guy. If people want to like follow you or contact you, whatever, what's your, if you want them to, what's your socials?
Instagram and X, Rohan Shaw 1520. Basically just on those two, you can find me there.
Awesome. Yeah, you got some good tweets. I like all of them.
I try.
Okay, bro. We'll call that an interview. Guys, if you want to learn more, check out the description. You can join a group with smart people like Rohan, who I'm learning things from. Work with the Department of War. It's fucking cool. So, okay, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Good interview.